Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Man, grab second gear. You're already ahead of me. You're already ahead of me. My apologies for the tardiness. Life is lifing. This is partially a reckless stream, partially a reckless stream. Um, yeah, right. So we will be reviewing, and there's a method to the madness. There's a reason why I'm reviewing this. We will be reviewing Miss Sheila Truelove, right? So y'all understand the title when I say false love, right? Pun. Um, Miss Sheila Truelove reviewing the 4B movement. Now, grab second gear Eddie is ahead of the game, and he says that's one bat-ish crazy lady. She's 7 years in prison cheating. They crave power and control, bruh. You're ahead of the game because I'm going right there. So I'm going to attempt give it a real college try, not to make ad hominem attacks on this lady, right? She does give unhinged, you know, and the white woman that she reviewed at the end, um, you can hear the heartbreak and the resentment at whatever ex she had. Whoever you are, probably white dude, that's her ex. You did a number on that white woman because, yeah. Now, for black women like Miss Sheila, they don't find a movement of denigrating men that they don't support. They don't find a movement insulting men that they don't support. They don't find a ha, that's what you get movement towards men, black men specifically, that they don't support. If you listen to Miss Sheila speak and you hear the references to the Bible while also calling herself a feminist, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. He did tell y'all about them Christian feminists now, didn't he? Right? If you listen to her speak and you hear her say Jesus and he, but remember, she's still a feminist, right? You listen to her speak and speak about two sisters that lived into their, you know, century of life and they lived with each other. She's also telling you, I'm not with the same sex loving thing, but as I said to Dr. Thunder, shout out to Dr. Thunder, political lesbianism, political singleness. These women more and more are saying matriarchy without saying the words, and some of them are actually saying it. Thank you, Trell, 104 and 109 years old, right? We are covering this today to show what years and potentially decades of single black women sounds like, what they advocate for, what they celebrate, right? If you listen to Miss Sheila speak, she's only 5 to 10 years away, right, from sounding like who? Eartha Kitt. She's pretty much there. Compromise with who? Compromise with what? Yep. This is Yanni in 20 years. If Yanni continue on the road that she's on. The lady told you she's a feminist. She's told you she has had 8 partners. Okay, fine. 4 of them were serious relationships. 4 of them were hit it and quit it. Right? Now, if you listen to Miss Sheila speak, and you listen to one of the white women that she reviewed speak, women are saying that if you don't make this world perfect and you don't kiss our ass, we will not have your children. That's what Western women and women in advanced societies are saying. If y'all don't make laws, if y'all don't punish men for breaking our hearts, and let's be very clear, that is what that white woman and what Miss Sheila was saying, especially Miss Sheila. If you don't make the world perfect, if you don't crush men for not kissing our ass, if you don't step on men for not bowing to us, now who are they appealing to? Who's supposed to be the one stepping on men? Is it elite women? No, because they're married to their elite man. Oh, you're appealing to the same elite white men that's married to the elite white woman who's probably not going to divorce him. Huh, wait a minute, Miss Sheila. So you're making a class and race argument against working class and working poor and lower middle class men. In our case, namely black men. Because once again, who's supposed to be using the power of the state? Is it women writ large? Is it elite white women? Elite white women have already shown you that they're not going for it. So who is it supposed to be? Oh, the elite white woman's elite husband. Oh, okay. Huh. So elite white men are supposed to do what they're already doing? Uh-oh. Huh? You know, you would have thought, and we keep on saying this, and even Kevin said this before he passed, you would have thought that black women in particular would have learned their lesson with continuing to align with white women. That these white women hype them up. And notice, and shout out to Anton, I gotta give Anton this. Anton did cover the career. Was it Anton? Sorry, wrong person, not Anton. Was it Phil from the Advice Show? It was one of them that covered the Korean woman that was, I think, on TikTok saying, "Yeah, I'm not listening to you, white woman." But yet, Miss Sheila, who sounds older than the Korean woman that I'm referencing, is aligning with the white woman, knowing that that white woman's going to stab her in the back. Now, the only way that that would be possible, Miss Sheila, is if you hate black men, if you want to spite black men more than you want to take down this racial hierarchy. And what black women like you have shown over and over and over again is that you would much rather spite black men and keep black men under you in this gynocracy. You can call it a matriarchy, but it's a gynocracy. You would much rather use the apparatus of this state to keep black men under you than to bring down or to help bring down the racial hierarchy. Huh. You know, Miss Sheila, you were speaking about men getting vasectomies, especially after two children, and how many children all these men have. Madam, in the black community, black women have more children than black men. That's a fact. That's not speculation. That's not up for interpretation. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. Black women have more children than black men. Black women have more children from multiple partners than black men have children from multiple partners. I know. Unbelievable, right? Because the media and other black women have made you feel different your entire life. It's a fact, ma'am. Huh. So should we regulate women, black women? Huh? You know, Miss Sheila said something towards the end about how essentially, and I'm paraphrasing, the negative stereotype that black women are, you know, disagreeable and all this other stuff she was saying. Essentially, everybody thought it was the ebony, and she says ebony or black or whatever. Own it, Miss Sheila. I know you're trying to do this sisterhood thing. And by the way, she said you're part of the sisterhood to the white woman. Apparently, all you have to do to be part of the sisterhood is talk crap about men and talk about decentering men. Miss Sheila, maybe you haven't opened a history book. Y'all did this already. Black women did this already, and they lost. White women still married white men and sailed it into the sunset. But okay, if you don't know, if you haven't learned, then fine. Um, yeah, so Miss Sheila says, welcome to the sisterhood, to the white woman. And Miss Sheila continues on by speaking about how the stereotype about these women that are okay with being single has been on black women. And now all women are learning. Madam Mouse Utopia Project. Ma'am, these women talk a whole lot and they still often end up with the men of their collective communities or men of other races. This is why black women, as much as y'all like to pretend like y'all don't care, often lose out to women of other races. Y'all lose out non-black men to women of other races, and you lose black men to women of other races. Because all of y'all are talking crap about men. But the true believer are black women. And so white women still get married, and Asian women still get married, and Latina women still get married. And yet it might harbor certain resentments against the men of their collective community or men in general. And black women are out here holding the bag. The single, lonely, miserable, pretending not to be bag. As Vivica A. Fox celebrates Kevin Samuels' death. And she acts like she's not, and she's nonchalant about it. Stop it. As Eartha Kitt talks about compromise. Compromise with who? Okay. Huh. You would think as a more seasoned black woman, she would know better. But despite black men, I said it before, black women are not dumb. Black women are not irrational. Black women are not illogical. Right up until it comes time to talk about black men, and then all of the logic and wisdom and knowledge goes out the window. Exhibit A. Then we start manifesting talk. Then we start speaking about the Orisha. Then we start sounding like religious zealots. Anything to spite black men. We will call God to spite black men. We will call on an African goddess to spite black men. We will call on whatever manifest to spite black men. We will start doing seances to spite black men. We will start speaking about different spiritualities to spite black men. Anything to spite black men for not making black women upper middle class and rich white women. Huh. And as Miss Sheila said, and as the white woman said, look, if women, sorry, aren't put in the most perfect situation ever, they're not having children. If women in America are not put in the most perfect situation, and if women don't get a sense of glee, if you don't put women in the position to get a sense of glee watching men who don't find them attractive, who break their hearts, who don't want to be bothered with all of their nagging and all of their yapping, if elite men don't step on other men for these women, then these women said they're not having children. Madam, elite men are already doing that. That's why when men and women commit the same crimes, women don't serve the same time. That's what the whole damsel in distress and the crocodile tears thing is about. Miss Sheila, men are already being punished. Men are already being regulated. Men are already being hit with harsher punishments. It's already happening. Ah, but you want it more severe, don't you? Huh. So these are the rantings of a woman who has resigned herself to being single, lonely, miserable, pretending like she's not. Essentially, what was the name of the movie? Brewster's Place, right? This is four color women, and Brewster's Place type talk. Huh? This is political lesbianism and political singleness type talk. And of course, see, if it's one thing if lesbian white women are engaging in this. It's one thing for broken-hearted white girls and Latinas and maybe even a couple of Asian women to be engaging in this. I would argue it's a small subset of their community. It's a whole different ballgame that this is, well, the theme of the black community, right? Huh. This is the theme of the gynocracy. You know, as you see, and I think as you hear black men speak about this soft guy era more, you're going to hear, I would argue, black women in particular champion this 4B movement even more. Hmm? Miss Sheila, who you would think, and this goes to Samantha Cooker and to what's her name, Deborah Cooper, and to Crystalline Karazin. All of these women, as they age, black women, you would think they would adopt the auntie role gracefully and the elder role gracefully and tell black women, hey, don't follow in my footsteps because I messed up here, 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 and here. I did this good, I did this good, and I messed up here, 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 and here. Don't follow in my footsteps. Huh? You would think Inky, yes, that same Inky, the one that with the cheese throat. Sound like a black woman version of Rick Ross. Um, you would, by the way, yes, Mr. Z heard the Rick Ross diss. I got a whole different stream I want to have about this Drake, Rick Ross, and Kendrick and everybody else versus Drake situation. That's a whole different stream. It might be actually coming on a smidge later on tonight, just a little bit later. Um, you would think these elders or these olders would give black women words of wisdom when it comes to marriage, intimacy, relationships. Here's the frightening thing: they think they are doing that. They think they are doing that by saying decenter men. They think they are doing that by telling black women, expand your options. Don't they stay loyal to black men? Decenter men. Go get your degree. And your daughters are doing that, right? Huh. Leon, we gotta have a debate on this one. This is gonna be fun. And Leon says, I ain't a house Negro, but I am sitting on the porch with Drake. I got a have a whole thing to say about that. Oh, and yes, Mr. Z is biased. Oh yeah. That I'm gonna say some stuff that could split the room, right? So we have, and y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, a black woman that from the sound of her voice is supposedly in elder territory now. And what is she encouraging black women to do exactly? Huh? She covers why the 4B movement is scaring the hell out of men. That is her title, right? Even men in Congress, white men, madam, white men. Black women have been, excuse me, black men have been hearing black women speak like this, well, forever. The 4B movement is nothing new to black men, right? Huh. Y'all almost about to make me turn this stream into a damn. I'm about to end this part of the stream and turn this into a damn talk about this beef. Look, I might come to y'all a little bit later and we can have that conversation. But man, y'all about to make me change the whole topic of the stream, right? I do have some things to say about that. Yes, I do think Drake is right, and they are definitely hyping up Kendrick to get Drake out of here. And I say the problem with that is what? Right? I'll pause right there. I'll pause right there with that one. I think you're right, Drake. They are trying to get you out of here. And the problem is what? TikTok. It's been over a decade. Why is Barack Obama still rapping? Get the safe Negro the hell up out of here. Okay, let me stop. Look, y'all about to make me switch the subject. Right? So, Miss Sheila speaking this way lets us know how far women are willing to go. Black women are willing to go. It should be the time of her pushing some sort of wisdom, right? It should be the time where women like her give some wisdom, seeing, you have to ask yourself, does Miss Sheila, FalseLove, does she fully appreciate where black women are, the masses of black women are financially right now? Does she not see the evictions of black women? Does she not understand or comprehend that most of these women want the company of men? They want to have sex with men. They want to be hugged up on by men, and you can't politicize them out of that. You could call them pick me's all you want. Ma'am, listen to how you sound. You have to ask yourself, and I said this before. I said this about what's the dark skinned sister that started the speaking about colorism and then Chrissy stole her stuff. Her face is right there too. Somebody's gonna say in the comments, you know, her face is right there. You would think that women learned from that, and what I'm saying about that with that dynamic, the reason why Chrissy was able to take that Rashida Strober, thank you, Chief Rocker. It was her face was right there. I just couldn't get the name out. Rashida Strober, thank you. Um, you would think, and thank you, Dutch, Rashida Strober, thank you, I'm Waffles, Rashida Strober. You would think that people like Miss Sheila Falselove would have learned much of the reason, and I never got to say this to Miss Rashida Strober. You can hear the passion in her, and she doesn't necessarily sound. She's just a straight up matriarch. She don't sound like she hate black men, but she's a straight up matriarch. Straight up matriarch. You can hear it in her voice, right? And she does say dark skinned black men belong to dark skinned black women. Okay, all right, okay, right. The reason why Chrissy was able to take that movement and run is because Chrissy speaks. The way Chrissy speaks, her word choice, her energy, even when she's being petty, She was able to take that because Rashida Strober sounds like our aunties. And Chrissy is aspirational and she knows how to market that because she has a marketing degree. She knows how to market that aspirationalism and that tying that to colorism in white men, right? She knows how to market that. I'm saying that to this by saying, Miss Sheila FalseLove, how do you think you sound to the 18 and 19 and 25-year-old black women? It's interesting hearing FD signifier pretty much say that the black manosphere is here for the broken-hearted brothers and the brothers that then got ripped out the frame, etc., etc. And yet you say nothing about Miss Sheila FalseLove, about the Chrissies and the Yannies and the Paris and the Cynthia G's and the Lexus Exodus. We have already said they're banking on and making money off of single, lonely, bitter, broken, horny black women. Right? Huh. Right? And let's read this real quick. And like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Split Jim says, give me Gynocracy or give me Lamont. Look, I, uh, yeah, no, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think black women are really saying give me Gynocracy. I really think I think the best of black women are saying give me matriarchy. I think you have a handful of black women that when they say they want quote unquote traditional, they really mean some type of patriarchal order. And I think the masses of black women really want patriarchy by matriarchal standards. I didn't say feminist standards. There's a difference, which is really just matriarchy. Patriarchy by matriarchal standards. Yeah, I know they sound mutually exclusive because they are. That's oxymoron, Z. Yes, it is. You're right. Right. So you would think that Miss Sheila FalseLove gets this, but she doesn't. I do agree that I think the masses of black women really want matriarchy. I think the Sheila FalseLoves want gynocracy. And if you were to describe it to them, they would be like, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm talking about. Yep. Right. So I gotta agree with you on that one. I gotta agree with you on that one, the split Jim. I gotta agree with you on that one. Right. Hmm. Exactly. And JT says, just let black women be what they want ruling the community. Exactly. As I said, they want their negative liberty subsidized. And I'm Waffle says Rashida Strober has PTSD from her childhood bullying. Real talk. She really needs therapy. I think she's one of the few with sincere intentions. You know what they say about that road to hell, though. But with that, I would say it's yeah. Y'all really about the y'all tempting me to go into the Drake stuff. Oh, I'm reading through the comments. It's okay. I'm gonna try not. To, I'm gonna try to hold that. We discipline, Z, discipline, right? Um, and the Roger report says, and thank you for the super chat, right? And let's read this. And once again, a split Jim, thank you for the super chat. And I agree with you. They really are on some give me Gynocracy, give me Gynocracy or give me death type thing. They really are. Yes, really are. Right? And the Roger report says black women can't have an effective 4B movement. Black men already won't have children with them as a majority. This is a fact. This is a fact. The majority of black men don't have children. This is a fact. And actually, Raj, I said that earlier. I was like, black women have more children than black men. Number one, from fewer black men in the black community and from non-black men. So what's the threat really? What's the threat really with the 4B movement? If black women are to adopt, first of all, I don't even know if they really have the discipline. No sex with black men, no children from black men, no relationships with black men, right? What's the next one? No living with black men or something like that? If that was the case, if black women would have practiced this, wait a minute. Aren't they already doing that? Wait a minute, aren't you doing this already and you're complaining about the outcome? So you're gonna what? Double down. So because you didn't have a name for it before, now you have a name for it. You're going to double down with the new name, and that's supposed to be different than what you're engaging in. And when I say you, Miss Sheila FalseLove, I mean black women. So because there's a name for it, you're good. Black women are supposed to double down on what they're already doing to bring about change in black men? Or is this just black women attempting to punish black men for not being white men? Oh boy, here we go again. Right? And thank you, Trell. And Trell says, no sex, no marriage, no relationships, no kids. Exactly. Exactly, right. And aren't black women already engaging in this? Right? Isn't that what's already going on? And y'all give Z 1 second. Y'all give Z 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. And so, no, I agree with the Raj report on this. And Raj says, once again, black women can't have an effective 4B movement. Black men already won't have children with them as a majority. And there you go. Right? And there you go. Right? So much of what they're complaining about is already going on. So they want to double down on it to bring about what? To do what? Oh man, Tampa Bong, why did I read it already? And Tampa Bong says, and once again, Raj, thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe to the super chat. And Tampa Bong says, time to start a new stream. What's beef? Man, it's so tempting. It's so tempting. Right? The drink this was straight. The drink this was straight. But you know, obviously Z is biased, but Z is from Dade County, and Officer Ricky, because I have no problem calling him Officer Ricky. I liked it. I liked it. You know, the diss back was, you know, I'm just saying, for those of you who haven't heard it yet, I'm just saying, Michael Jackson and nose jobs. I know rappers get BBLs. I mean, male rappers. I'm gonna leave it there. Y'all go ahead and listen to it. Y'all find out. Y'all will find out, right? But so we bring up Sheila FalseLove mainly black men as for those of us that are Xers under 50, right? For those of us millennials as we age, we need to think of the words of wisdom that we give the youth, black men and black boys and men and black girls and women. Because the last thing you want to do is be a male version of Miss Sheila FalseLove, right? Line multiple times, and line says, call Drake a white boy at least 6, 7, 11 times, 15, 7, 11 times, 57, 11 times, right? Better you says, I think confirmed Z is Rick Ross. Nah, bro. Right? Ross is way richer than Z is. Right? So we have to be careful not to sound like Sheila FalseLove. Miss Sheila FalseLove. Huh. She celebrates the 4B movement. She think it's something to align with white women on. She says the sisterhood. So all a white woman has to do, and you wonder who the hell is bringing all these weirdo non-black folks to the cookout, right? You wonder who's bringing all of these non-black folks to the cookout, all of these weirdo non-black folks to the cookout. And you look at black women and they say you part of the sisterhood as long as you denigrate men, as long as you quote unquote de-center men, as long as you sound like a broken bitter Betty. So we didn't move to the white kids that could do a two-step and the Asian kids that know how to break dance being allowed to come to the cookout, to the black cookout. And black women said, yeah, our requirements are a little different. All you got to do is talk crap about men in general, black men specifically, and you invited. And Vegas Dev says they're following behind Becky just like they always have. And what's frightening about that is you would think, based off of Miss Sheila's voice, you would think this more seasoned black woman knows better than to follow behind this at least younger than her looking white woman. You would think that a black woman knows better than to align with a non-black woman on quote unquote feminism, especially when we start getting here. So by the way, I want you to be very clear. 4B movement is like, that's radical feminism. We're not even in quote unquote feminism territory anymore. Now we're in radical feminism. It's interesting listening to South Korean women, pretty much South Korean, mainly lesbian South Korean women, rebrand radical feminism with this term 4B movement, and watch how many black and white women are going with it. All because the guy that you want to bow to you hasn't bowed to you yet. All because Chisel Chin Chad or Chisel Chin Tyrone won't come to you with a bag of money and say, I'll kiss your ass and I'll pay for it for the rest of your life. I'll let you run me with my money for the rest of our life. And because Chisel Chin Chad or Chisel Chin Tyrone hasn't done that for you, now you with the 4B movement, which is essentially radical lesbianism. Radical feminism, political lesbianism, radical lesbianism. And there you go. Right? Earth said Miss Ann syndrome knows no age. Hysterical and true. Right? Hmm. Yeah. Brother, I gotta find out how to pronounce this name. You gotta spell it out for me phonetically. And he says, and notice they threaten 4B, don't just do it. Right? Oh, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. They threat and notice they threaten 4B, they don't just do it. Yeah, because they got a threat. I'll pull the pin on this grenade. I promise you, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll pull the pin. I swear I'll pull the pin. Look at me one more. What did Pinky do to Ice Cube? What was that? Friday After Next? Say one more thing. Right? I'll do it. I'll do it. Yawn. Isha Morrow? Is it Morrow or Moru? Right? Well, it sounds like a U, so it's Ishimaru. Ishimaru. Yeah, but did I say it that right way? The right way that song? Say it again. You see me what I'm saying better? You say it again. Say one more thing. Right? Good point. Good point, Earth. What is 4B to a man that never wanted you? Right? Okay, I got it right. Naaman, they always do this, and Naaman says more like Patrice O'Neill with a woman holding the vagina at gunpoint. Of course, right? Of course. And that speaks to something, don't it? As I said, we are dealing with, and what Miss Sheila False Love is saying is, unless this society is not comfortable enough, is not safe enough, no, unless it's damn near perfect, we will not be birthing your kids. Wait a minute, didn't Chrissy tell us similar a few months ago? Notice something. You let these women talk long enough, and many of them start to sound like each other and they start to threaten, right? It's interesting. Look, feminists, women are holding children and childbirth hostage. Huh, I guess that's part of female empowerment, right? I guess that's part of female empowerment. And Leon, trolling as usual, says we need more rich aunties to spend their money on kids. LOL. Real talk. I love motherless gynocrats. Oh, he said my kids. Let's reread that. And Leon says once again, we need more rich aunties to spend their money on my kids. LOL. Real talk. I love motherless gynocrats. Man, right? I did not know this. And Tampa Bong says 4B went to China, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Tampa Bong says 4B went to China and is called 4B 4T, while a fringe element of China's wider feminist movement, 4B 4T drew scrutiny from Chinese government, from the Chinese government censors. China needs more children because of demographic crisis. Yes, yeah, that one child policy is biting them in the rear end right now, right? And this is a good comment, right? And Earth says, "What man is asking, begging them to have their kids?" You know, we um we covered this what last week or earlier this week. The young lady, and I think it was last week. The young lady said, "Ooh, they begging. Ooh, they begging. Look, all these men are begging all of a sudden. Ooh, they begging. What happened? Y'all, what happened? Y'all was listening to Fresh and Fit, and ooh, they begging." And it's like, what? The brothers just started the soft guy era, right? And you have to ask yourself, what drugs are these ladies on, or who are y'all listening to? I don't see Generation Z begging. I don't see Generation Z men begging. And quite frankly, I think as Generation Alpha, Generation A comes of age, I think it's going to be even a harder go. And I think to a certain extent, women, black women, as at the Generation A, Generation Alpha girls who will be women, I think they're going to be the ones to really feel what this looked like. I'm not saying they're not going to still have the rhetoric. I think that rhetoric is going to be much more difficult, right, to speak that way with what's going on in this country demographically, economically, and socially. I didn't even say politically yet, right? Huh. Ishamaru says, my, I'm 22. Two of my brothers don't date black women at all. This, you know, this puts black women in a really interesting position. It's going to put younger black women, Generation Z, Generation Alpha, in even more of an interesting position. Because can you? I didn't say date out. I didn't say have sex with non-black men and then tell me you were dating this guy, this white guy for 6 months or this Latino guy for 9 months. No, y'all were having bedroom fun in the car during lunch break. No, this is going to put black women in an interesting position because the question is for black women and listening to the Sheila False Loves, this is a question y'all really have to ask yourselves. Can black women make up for enough young black men marrying out and having mixed children out? Can enough black women make up for that with themselves marrying out. So that's black women marrying out and black women engaging in same-sex loving relationships. Can y'all do that fast enough? And can enough of y'all do that to make up for how many Generation Z? Actually, as a matter of fact, if we're really going to be honest, young millennials, Generation Z, and probably Generation Alpha black men that are going to marry out and date out and have children outside of the black community, or at least mixed children with non-black women, right? That's my point, Saint Cyr. Me neither. And Saint Cyr says, I don't see them covering ground like that. Exactly. Right? Vegas says, I don't see too many Gen Z Umar types. It's over for Keisha. Harambe says they're done. So once again, then it speaks to, and Tampa Bong, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat once again. Then this speaks to the Morgan Stanley memo about them pretty much salivating about how many single and childless women they're going to be and how they're going to make so much money off of them. And this also speaks to Dr. Chris Murphy, that's Kris, and it's a black woman, writing her book about, and she once again she has a PhD in demography and sociology, writing her book about single people being okay with being single, being comfortable with being single, particularly single black women, single black people, but single black women in particular, right? So I agree with y'all. I don't think they're going to be able to cover ground enough. And I think that's why Dr. Chris Murphy wrote that book. I think Dr. Chris Murphy wrote that book because she know the Yannies exist, because she know the Ebony K. Williams exist, because she know the Melissa Fords exist, because she know the Amanda Seals exist, right? And this is to assuage some of that angst about being single. Either you're not attracted to white men or they're not attracted to you or both. You're not for eating vagina. And so what she's telling you is to find other ways and other interests and other places to put your energy in whatever motherly thing you got going on that's gnawing at you, right? Huh. Oh, I got the stamp of approval by Indigo. Indigo says assuage, great word choice. Because that's really what it is. Right? Because that's really what it is. And once again, thank you for the super chat, Tampa Bomb. Right? Huh. And so when we have, once again, from Real Talk with Yanni, who's what, 30, 31 now, to Miss Sheila FalseLove, who her voice gives me at least 50s, right? I'm not trying to age her, but her voice is giving me somewhere in her 50s at least. And they're all saying decenter men and celebrating women that can tough it out and live on their own. Ah. Oh, and Chaos Rain says she's 32 now. Okay. Right? Huh. Right? You see what I'm saying? I'm Waffles and I'm Waffles says, and all those women you just named, Mr. Z, have far more options than the average looking sister. But this society is really, if this society hopes to continue a population worth a damn, they really have to have get a handle on women's hypergamy, right? We have put women in the position to be able to provide for themselves at a super high level, right? An astronomical level if they can achieve it. The society has opened up and allowed for women to go get their education, advanced degrees, earn as much money as they is humanly possible, be richer than men, be more financially capable than men. And what women consistently show is no matter what level they're on, they want men at a higher level, right? And if those men are not at a higher level, they want those men to be comfortable with being mistreated. Particularly black women have either said that outright or shown it, right? Or shown it. And Earth says 4B, yet they going broke at the sperm bank and IVF treatments. Hysterical and true, right? Hysterical and true. Huh. Man, man, yeah. No, true. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Right? And Leon says, and thank you for the super chat, bro. You know I love the Gynocrats not having kids. That's more free labor watching my son while I am out with my side chick, while my wife at work joking. Only partially, huh? And thank you for the super chat, Leon. Thank you for the super chat. Right? Good point, Lion. And Lion says 4B, yet majority of them live in paycheck to paycheck. Bro, how far are you willing to go to spite your face, Miss Sheila FalseLove? That's why I brought up the numbers. What that was a couple weeks ago. Being single literally costs black women. Black women earn single black women have less wealth than everybody else in the society, maybe outside of single Latina women. And they jockey back and forth. And yet we have everyone from Real Talk with Yanni to Miss Sheila FalseLove speaking about decentering men, right? And the 4B movement and celebrating it, right? Huh. There's a cost to that. Are y'all okay with eating the cost of that? Huh. That's the question, ladies. Are you okay with eating the cost? Right? Ishamaru, man, and he says, yet they're talking like they have any leverage at all. Right? Well, outside of the sign language, shame, insults, guilt, and a need to be right, I don't know how much leverage black women actually have. Right? And Chaos says, black and Latina women have less money. Check out the video I drop in a bit. I will. But as Ishimaru said, yet they're talking like they have any leverage at all. Man, it's not. It's, and once again, Leon, thank you for the super chat. It's not smart. It's not smart. And shame. Yeah, Mr. Z. Yes, I'm Mr. Talking about shame, Mr. Z. But to be a whole hypocrite now. Shame on Sheila. Shame on Sheila. Shame on Sheila. Shame on Miss Sheila FalseLove. Because she should know better, right? She should definitely know better. The average woman does not earn enough, right? And not enough, but black women can't stay friends for more than 5 years. And yet you think y'all gonna be in a platonic situation, huddled up in a house 2, 3, 4 deep? What was the name of the show with all the white women that lived in the same house? All the old white women that lived in the same house again? It's right there. It's at the tip of my tongue. I couldn't get it out. Couldn't get it. Pause. Right? Right? So y'all, black women are supposed to be living this type of situation? Golden Girls. Thank you, GC. Golden Girls. Golden Girls. Y'all can't stay friends for more than 5 years. So you're trying to tell me
old black women are going to be living in homes 2 and 3 and 4 deep, post menopause, and not rip each other head off? Exactly, Lion. And Lion says her response: "We are choosing peace, but are you?" Right? But are you? And Dreddy Beans, but they love their friends though, right? Bro, they can't even go on a girls' trip without fighting. They can't even go on a girls' trip without fighting. They go on a girls' trip, they find out all different things about each other, and they find out how many people were lying about their life. Meanwhile, guys go out of town together, and what's understood don't need to be said. And I don't mean that on no LGBTQ thing, right? Right? Y'all talking about how Stella got her groove back. Yeah, that's it. How Steven got his groove back. Right? Y'all will go on a girls trip. And even some more made a joke about this, right? The girls, y'all go on a girls trip and ain't nobody get piped. Which we don't know how true that is, but okay, go with the joke. Okay, fine. And y'all come back and like, and she's like, "How was it?" Well, oh, it was nice. It was nice. Some more even got a joke about this. Shout out to some more, right? And when the guys go on a guys trip, they find some little what she said, some chick from Walmart that they all pipe on, and they got a little inside joke about it. I'm destroying the joke, by the way. I am so not doing the joke justice. Man, Dreddy Bean, you see me? Get drunk, and be super horny around each other. My bad. Right? Man. Leon, see, why you bringing up BBL trips after Rick Ross done said what he said about Drake? Oh, let me read it from Harambe first. Harambe, I need some clarification with this. And Harambe says, and thank you for the super chat. Why are they saying men are scared? Um, that's a good one. As a matter of fact, pause, because I read the question wrong before. I don't need clarification. This men are scared thing. So you hear this Congress member, because she covers a Congress member, speaking about the plummeting population as if it's not going to have adverse effect on women. Who draws from government resources more, men or women? Okay, fine. In the black community, black men or black women. Y'all, Miss Sheila FalseLove, you would think you would know better than to be celebrating this, knowing how much your average black woman leans on government. I said it before, y'all don't even know how to do the wrong thing the right way. You would think you would see far enough to see how less population mean less tax dollars, mean less social security, mean less government programs, and what that would mean for black women. But you want to spite black men and men in general so bad that you're not even thinking that far. It's not smart. It's not, right? It's just not. So, and yeah, no, yeah, I think this is hoping language, Harambe. It's hoping men are scared. You see? Because remember the clip it's circulating where the young lady say we can end whole ethnicities. Oh, for a group of women that were bragging about wanting to be the rich aunties, how is this a threat? As Roger said earlier, Y'all are threatening us to do something that we already are causing you not to do. Not have children, right? Huh? Indigo says, "Z, are you really expecting women to have that type of foresight?" Yeah, yeah. How naive of me. You're right. You're right. Decent. Everything they do is reactionary, bruh. Apparently. Earth said, so we scared of not being on the hook for 18 years of child support? Right. Exactly. Right. I said right, and I thought about Smoke Dizzle. Oh man. Yes, y'all don't know who Mr. Z listens to and knows about. You don't know. Right. Lion saying this from experience. And Lion says, if you single fellas get in the gym, chicks will get horny, time rack up time rack up discount. Time to rack up discount, right? A split gym says, I see now why nature makes more women than men. Right. Oh man. And Leon says, but go on BBL trips by themselves, no support, bro. It, the decenter men movement is going to be very interesting to watch, to see how it. I wanted to say progress, but I don't know if that's the right word for this. To see how this happens, because progress is not the right word, right? To see what comes of this. There we go. Huh. Fences is mutate to see how this mutates, right? Huh. A global free agent, you see, and a global free agent says a single lady lives next door, always calling the pros to fix something. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Yep. Huh. And I'm Waffle says, a rich auntie who your siblings don't have kids either, you big dummy. Uh-oh. Right. Indigo says I could have used metastasize. Yeah. Yeah. True. I don't know why I wanted to say matriculate, and I stopped myself. Right. Okay. So we will pause right here. I'm probably gonna come back to y'all in another hour and a half or whatnot, and we'll talk about it. I don't know if I could do a panel tonight, but we'll talk about that Drake, Rick Ross, and Kendrick, and everybody in the industry looks like they trying to get Drake out of here. What it really looked like, right? And it's very. I did listen to the Lovely T, yes, that Lovely T, gossip sister, coverage, and she said some things that I thought was very interesting about this, um, which is how even her young adult sons, they're riding with. I might be able to pull one tomorrow. And Lion says panel, I might be able to pull one tomorrow, so we'll see, right? And going to Lovely T, Lovely T saying um her sons were like, man, it was mid, right? And talking about the Drake diss back to Kendrick and to everyone else, right? Um, and how many of her, we're talking about Lovely T once again, how many of her homegirls and girlfriends liked the Drake diss, and how many men did not? And I found that interesting, and that says a lot. And that says all of us that are Drake, either naysayers or on the fence about Drake, all of our suspicions about who's really propping up Drake, I think Lovely T said everything you need to know right there. And I agree with you on this one, Better You. And Better You says Champagne Poppy ain't going nowhere. I think that's true. I think that's true. I think he does too much numbers. I think you know he. I think he is that guy in hip hop. He's doing the numbers and he's pretty much pop of rap, right? So like, yeah, yeah. But I think watching how many people and I felt like I saw this same energy from a lot of rappers, not with the Drake and Pusha T beef, but with the Drake and Meek Mill's beef. I think a lot of rappers want Drake the hell up out of here, right? And I think Drake presses a button for a lot of rappers of the, like I said, the actor acting like a rapper. And I don't mean that to insult Drake or any of his fans or any of his listeners, right? I have a whole theory about Drake and Barack Obama and Kamala Harris and where they fit in the larger scheme of things. Notice what I didn't say. I did not bring up J. Cole, right? I don't think Rick Ross would have ever called J. Cole a white boy. And I don't think that's out of fear of J. Cole, right? I don't think Rick Ross would have ever called J. Cole a white boy, right? I think he's saying something very specific by calling Drake, of all people, a white boy, right? GC, this is a good point. And GC says if they want Drake out of here, they need to foster a stronger new generation of rappers. I agree. Rome R says, nah, he about to get exposed. Indigo, we know this. We've been. He said it. He said it on his mixtape when it was in November, whatever the hell, right from way back in the day. I remember that song that he said it on because I liked it, right? And Indigo says Drake makes music for the bees, for the ladies, we'll say. It's fun when you're in a crowd of them, but by myself on the humble, nah. We know, and they know. By the way, as a matter of fact, and I'm probably going to bring this up when I speak about this a little later. What episode of Insecure was it when she was with the side dude and she said like Drake was playing in the background and she said something along the lines of like, yeah, he speaks to me, he make music for women like me or something like that. She said, so, what do y'all know what Mr. Z is saying? Yeah, because we all know it, right? And Black Uru says, which is ironic given who is Drake's uncle. Okay, I'm gonna do a stream. Y'all give me, and Black Uru, I want you there. Y'all give me, because y'all know this is a reckless stream, so that's why Mr. Z got to end out like in a minute. I'm living real reckless right now. I got stuff to do. Y'all give me maybe an hour and a half, maybe an hour to an hour and a half, and I will start that stream up. And I might have a panel up, maybe. If I don't have a panel up, I will definitely do a panel tomorrow morning or afternoon, right? So we will, yeah, we let's reconvene and we'll talk about that because I think it's possible the lid gets blown open on a lot of rap and hip hop stuff between Diddy and the Drake beef. I think we're about to find out a whole lot that maybe I don't know. I'm not saying this is wishful thinking either. This is not something I'm wishing to happen because I want to see hip hop drama. I think Ross speaking about this weird BBL rapper thing that Drake did, which not saying he actually had a real BBL, but like this surgery thing with his nose and the 6-pack and whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Small Drake talk. Saint Cyr. Oh man. Yeah. So this is and you know what Kendrick said and yeah, and the fact that Cole bowed out, we'll say gracefully. So yeah, Lion and G Sneak already. See, Hey, y'all get your popcorn ready because this is gonna be a good one. All you hip hop fans, all you um um real rap guys. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I got it. Yeah. Damn it, panel. Oh, okay. We'll do that. Let's decent privileged rappers. Look, look, not now. Okay, we'll pause right here. Um, we will reconvene. We will reconvene. And Leon, thank you for the super chat. And yeah, yeah, we will yeah, let's do that. We'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Thank y'all for enjoying the Black Minister show of the week. Shout out to the Roger Report. Shout out to LAR. Um, and we will reconvene this because this the rapper talk, the hip hop beef talk. This is getting real interesting and oh man, I feel like yeah, this is gonna be good. Okay, so we'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Chaos Rain said he has something coming up. Yeah, so y'all go check out other people. And Mr. Z should be back in about an hour to an hour and a half ish, right? And that's the link for Chaos Rain. Yeah, Leon, look, stop with the jokes. Anyway, Leon says, let's keep it 100. J. Cole's song went hard, both of the songs. Okay, anyway, look, y'all not gonna bait me right now. I got stuff to do. Okay, we're gonna pause right here. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content. Yeah, y'all have a great rest of your night. Mr. Z should be coming back to y'all in about an hour to an hour and a half ish. For those of you that are still up, and then we'll talk about it. All right, y'all have a great rest of your night. Mr. Z out. Better you don't count you from the Carolinas. Of course you would say that. Yes, Mr. Z is being biased because I'm from Dative, so is Ross. So of course. Anyway, we're out.